Time is truly wasted. There's no guarantee. Smile is in the making. We gotta fight the powers that be. Got so many voices saying all the same. Giving up all around me. Faces full of pain. I try to play my music, they say my music's too loud. I try talking about it, I got to be run around. And when I roll with the punches, I got knocked on the ground by all this bullshit going down. Hey, time is truly wasted. There's no guarantee. Smile is in the making. We gotta fight the powers that be. I don't understand it. People wanna say those that got the answers. Red tape in the way. I could turn to it easy. That's just half the fun. No, no. Seeking my satisfaction keeps me on the run. I try to play my music, say my music's too loud. I try talking about it, I got the big run around. And when I roll with the punches, I got knocked on the ground by all this bullshit going down. Oh, time is truly wasted. There's no guarantee. Smile is in the making. We gotta fight the powers that be. Got it, baby. Ooh. Hey. Even you and I can't fight the power. Come on. Fight it. Fight the power. Ha. Fight it. Fight the baby.
Good afternoon, Philadelphia, New York, D.C., Germantown, Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, Dallas, Houston, Salt Lake City, showing you love, baby, showing you love, Los Angeles, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Brazil, London, Paris, Senegal, Ghana, and South Africa. Wherever you are, I am with you. Welcome to Black Money, Black Power, hosted by Mark Palmer, Chief Executive Officer of Empire Capital and Consulting Corp., a Philadelphia-based accounting and financial consulting firm with offices in New York, D.C., and Miami. And this is another beautiful day in my neighborhood because we get a chance to deliver accurate, timely, actionable information and ideas. Heavy on the ideas for us to do better and be better than we were before this day began. This show is not an entertainment show. It's all about helping you to earn more money and use your money to improve the way that we live now. It isn't just about getting the money. It's what we do with the money that makes our lives and those of our children or our grandchildren or our ancestors who are still looking down upon us from wherever they may happen to be at, wanting us to do better and be better than what we were. So, again, let's say welcome to all of those that have not heard the show before. We're on from 1 till 3 from now on. We're doing a new experiment. We want it to be we want it to be informative, but more importantly, we want you to get and use the information to help you propel your life forward, no matter what everyone else is doing, right? Just be the best you that you can be, and we're here to help you to do just that thing. So, I say that Black Lives Matter from birth. Let's live like Black Lives Matter to each other. Let's get to some truths. Oh, my goodness. Truth is a beautiful thing, right? We may not always like how it comes, but we should rejoice in that we finally got it. You cannot make money. You cannot make money if you're allowing people to lie to you. There is an overwhelming amount of people that are willing to lie to you because they are really good at it and they've been doing it for so long. The deal, though, is if you are an investor or if you want to invest, whether it's in real estate, properties, a business, um, stocks, doesn't matter. Any kind of investor, you cannot allow people to lie to you. It is bad for business. As a lover, you cannot allow your lover, you cannot allow your lover to lie to you. There's no way you can have a great relationship if you are allowing your lover to lie to you. There's no way you can have a great investment if you allow people to lie to you. So we need to get rid of some of the, or you can't say get rid of, we need to filter ourselves from people that are lying to us, regardless of why they're lying to us. Some people do it with a smile. Remember some of the lies that they told us? Oh, we're all in this together. Remember the boat that brought our ancestors to these shores? They were all in it together. Some were at the top, some were at the bottom. Which one would you rather be? Right? So they lie. People lie, and you're not going to stop people from lying. The issue becomes when you sit there at the table with the cheater that you know is lying. Why are you sitting there playing with the cheater, expecting for a cheater not to cheat, or expecting for a liar not to lie? So when you hear this, we're all in it together. Okay. Remember the civil rights movement? They were all in together. There were people on both sides. The civil rights movement didn't just affect black people or white people that were sympathizers with the pro-black movement. Civil rights movement also affected white people. And if you go to the KKK website, they'll tell you that they are the oldest civil rights movement in America. Wow. Now, that's an interesting spin on civil rights movement, but maybe they're right. Let's get to some truths, some more truths. As of April 8th, 2021, according to my friends at the Center for Disease Control, from January 2020 to April 8th, COVID-19 has killed 541,697 people in the U.S. Now, that's a lot of people, and that's very, very unfortunate for those of us that have been impacted by those deaths. It's really tough to be okay with that. I'm not okay with it. In case you're wondering, because the world does not revolve around the U.S., the worldwide total for COVID deaths is 2,902,156, with the U.S., Brazil, Mexico, India, and the U.K. leading the way. For some reason, China isn't even in the top 50. Why not? I ask, because I'm a curious kind of guy. I like to practice critical thinking. Why is it that if they got 1 billion people and they may have started this, I'm still waiting for the proof to come out, why are they not even in the top 50 countries that are leading in coronavirus deaths? I ask, what kind of vaccine or social distancing do they do? What kind of mask do they wear? Because apparently an N95 that we're being told to wear doesn't quite do the trick. So you need to wear 2 N95s or 2 kinds of masks and take 2 shots, maybe even 1, right? And maybe after you take those 2 shots, you may not be safe, so you still need to practice social distance, and you may get a variant strand. So, daggone, do you have an answer for this thing or not? Because you're not going to be shooting me up with, I don't know what's in there. I asked I heard on this radio station some healthcare professionals come on, and they don't know what's in there, right? So, hey, look, and let us be very clear that not all doctors are on this boat with taking the vaccine. There are a lot of holistic doctors, the ones that don't make money off of selling you a bunch of pills and prescriptions. The ones that treated your ancestors, you know, uh, many of them are saying, "Hey, hold on. Mm, let's spend more time learning to prevent the pre-existing conditions that take a bunch of people out rather than always trying to get an instantaneous cure for something that you don't know what it's doing or where it's at." Sometimes some people like using common sense. However, there is emotional sense, and that's not my strong point. So I've been told, so I believe. Hey, I am who I am, and I've got to learn to be okay with that. I hope that you guys can be okay with me being me because I'm a-okay with you being you. If you do want to take the vaccine, go right ahead and knock yourself out. If you don't want to take the vaccine, it's okay. Knock yourself out. But don't hate on people that don't believe the same way that you're doing. They're not trying to kill you, right? No one's trying to kill you. I'm sorry. Yes, there are some people that are trying to kill you. They're trying to oppress you. They're trying to oppress your children. They're trying to oppress your grandchildren. And they've been doing that for quite a while, and they're going to continue long after this pandemic is over. So, point number 3 is that while they're telling you all about the COVID and how dangerous it is, but the same Center for Disease Control issued a report, the National Diabetes Statistics Report 2020, that says 10.5% of the U.S. population already has diabetes. Another 34.5% of the adult population in the U.S. is pre-diabetic. So combined, that's 45% of the U.S. population is either diabetic or pre-diabetic. How many people does that kill? All right, so you need to understand that while they're telling you to focus on COVID, you need to be focused on what's really killing you, apart from other black guys. Let's focus on diabetes and the conditions that we as a people voluntarily, almost on a daily basis, sign up for that's eventually going to kill us, right? Why aren't they pouring a ton of money into solving that? Let's see, maybe because it doesn't impact them as much as it impacts us. That may be part of the reason. So, because this disease heavily, disproportionately affects people that look like you and me, and those that are in the diabetes belt. So, in case you don't know where the diabetes belt is, it's in Virginia, I'm sorry, West Virginia, Western Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, also known as the South, right? They don't tell you that diabetes has killed and will kill more black people than COVID-19. Why aren't your favorite politicians and puppet Negroes discussing how to solve that problem? So when Empire Capital does the next We Don't Do Diabetes Family Walk, which will be next Saturday at 9:30 sharp at the corner of Broad and Einstein Drive, which is right in front of Einstein Hospital, we invite you to be part of a special group of people who want to take better care of themselves and not wait until it becomes a fad to do so, or Massa gives you approval to start taking care of yourself, right? We think that's what I want you to do on this program, right? No matter who is saying it, even if I'm saying, think about it. Ask yourself, is it true? And where's the proof of it? Does it make sense? It has to. I want you to engage in something that they don't want you to do. It's called critical thinking. Think critically about anything and everything that someone presents to you. So we need to make sure that we are being mindful of people mindful and respectful of people that may not agree with what we're doing. Don't demonize them. They're still your brother. They're still your sister. It's okay for them to dissent. But to say that they're irresponsible while you do not go and tell a known killer that has killed Native Americans, that have killed people all over the planet, you don't call him a killer. You don't say that he's being just irresponsible. And then, hey, really, I'm not that guy? You know? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to continue to discuss more truths on how to become a better investor, but I do want you guys to always be comfortable thinking critically, right? It's okay to think out of the box. It's even okay to get out of the box. And this is WURD Radio 900 AM, 96.1 FM, and on social media platforms at onWURD. Our number here, in case you want to call me to maybe dissent, I won't bite your head off. It's okay for you and I and anyone else to have a different point of view. Let's discuss it using no emotions. Let's discuss it just using some facts. If you don't have your facts together, it might not be a good idea to call, because everyone has emotions and everyone can have an opinion. So, it's okay. We're going to have a discussion with respect. Our number here, again, is 215-634-8065. Also, 1-800-361-0900. You can always call me directly after the show at 267-581-5993. And you can also email me at mpalmer@empirecapital1.com. Capital is CAPITAL, the number one, not spelled out, .com. So let's take a couple of calls real quick. Let's see if we can take Brother Maurice on line 1, calling from North Philly. Maurice, are you there?
Sir, how you doing, bro?
How's it going, my man?
All right, I like your opening, and I like your opening when you dedicated to the ancestors. And you
Yes.
talked about slavery. You talk about them bringing us over here and being on top. But one of the things I think I like to hear more of, if we can correlate them bringing us over here in the economic between while we broke until 400 years ago. I think that's a correlation that no one's talking about, that's missing. When I spoke to you last week, I had said something about having a town hall meeting, economic meeting here in
Yes,
Philly.
yeah.
And you stated to me that we should do it in Philly first, then show Atlanta and Georgia how to do it. Do you
Yes.
remember saying that?
That's my idea, but tell me what your idea is, because I didn't get a call back from you, so let's hear it.
We want to put it. We wanted to put it in the form so we can send it to you email. But the statement I wanted to make was this: Philly not in position to show anyone. Philadelphia is the 4th largest economy in the country. We number 9th largest economy in the world. Atlanta is number 10th largest economy in the country. But the difference is Atlanta black businesses get 25% of government and contracts that come to Atlanta. Philadelphia don't have that. Philadelphia had less than 1.3% businesses, black businesses. Now the problem here is that there's businesses here that are Caribbean and African. But when it comes to the African descendant of slaves, we are minuscule on the scale, and we have little businesses here. We are 2.5 businesses with Pennsylvania, Jersey, and Delaware combined. We're dead last. We're
Okay.
number 1 in poverty. Go ahead.
So when is all this going to happen? Wherever is it going to happen at, whatever part of the world,
Well, the key is this.
when is it going to happen?
The key is this. We organize it. The key is this. The reason we say that, my group listens to your radio show, and when you open up well. We was trying to hope that someone would talk about economic poverty and how it would have happened from the time we got here to now, because 65% of black America is in poverty.
Okay, I can understand your point, right? We've already talked. We've hashed. We've talked. We had powwows. We had tea and crimpets. We've had baguettes. We've had croissants. When are we going to get down to the meeting? so
I
that
just
we
told
can
you,
do
we're working
something
on it
rather
now.
than just sit around talking about it again.
It's not easy.
Where's
now.
it going to be at and when?
Well, we work on it now, sir. The point
Okay.
is we was bringing something to your attention. It took 400 years to get in here. You think it's going to take overnight to get out?
Absolutely not. But
it's not
I
that
also don't think that even if you take a city like Atlanta, I can say that you can put a summit together in about 60 days, right?
Well,
Because I know I can do it here in Philly, so it doesn't. Hey,
why is
yes, sir.
Atlanta important? Let me tell you why Atlanta is important. If you understand, the first institution that was in America was what? Slavery, right? Slavery was the first legal institution.
Actually, I think it was the church that was the first institution, but that's beside the point now.
Slavery was the first institution.
Okay.
Out of slavery in the South bred institutions that were colleges. The colleges is where the power and money lies. That's where white supremacy and racism lies at, in white college institutions. Black people are the major funders of white supremacy. Why? Because we play on a basketball and football team. They draw $1 billion a year from football and basketball off the backs of black people.
Hold on for a second. Okay, so who's been buying all this fake hair then? Isn't that black people?
Black
okay,
people,
so I would dare say that if you look at the economics of where we as a people spend our money, I don't think it's on basketball games.
No,
I don't think it's on football games.
I didn't say that, sir. I didn't say that. What
I said
were...
Let's get back to the heart of this. When will the meeting be in Atlanta, if you want to start there, so I can be there or participate?
Well, we definitely like for you to participate. But the question
Tell me when.
The question is this. We have to understand what we're fighting to be able to fight it.
You guys have already had that conversation before. So I'm just saying, hey, let's get the show on the road here. Let's stop talking.
All right, sir. We wait to hear from more what you have to say on economic poverty.
Great. Thank you for your call. I appreciate your drive to help us to improve. I think that's very important. And if it sounded like I was being a little short with you, I did not mean for it to come off that way. I'm just ready to get the thing started because I don't want to wait another 400 years. And I've heard a bunch of people talk and talk and talk, but they don't do. And no matter how great a plan is, if there's no execution of the plan, I found in my life that when people are serious about something, there's a date and time that it's going to happen, right? When you're about to get married, there's a date and time. If the dude's going to propose to you and he says, let's get married, there's a date and time that it's going to happen. If he doesn't tell you the date and time, it isn't happening. For the most part, there may be some exceptions, but by and large. So when it's time for me to pay a traffic ticket, there's a date and time that I got to pay the traffic ticket. I can take my time if I want to. I can hold hands and talk about it, but I'm going to get hammered for it. So let's be more serious with each other about whatever we're going to do and when we're going to do it, because we've had enough rap. We don't need any more rappers, with all due respect to DMX. And so we have to go on a break after we do the break, of which there will be no CDC commercials being played, right? Right. After that, we'll come back and we'll take another call. This is WURD Radio 900 AM, 96.1 FM. You're listening to Black Money, Black Power.
Hi, it's me, Gia Peppers. Tune in to More Than That with me live this weekend or catch the show wherever you listen to podcasts. This week, we'll be discussing Black maternal health with singer-songwriter Melanie Fiona. I'll also be joined by twin MDs, Dr. Brandy Jackson and Dr. Brittany James, co-founders of the Institute of Anti-Racism in Medicine. And we'll hear from an Emmy-winning producer and mother of three, Sasha Mitchell Fuller. More Than That is brought to you by Pampers. Explore helpful pregnancy guides, free childbirth education classes, and more at pampers.com/pregnancy. Pampers, made from love.
I was trying to do everything holistically. I had my crystals, I had my essential oils burning, my doula was there with the lavender on my forehead. It just got to a point where my blood pressure wasn't going down, and they came in and they were like, you're gonna have to have a C-section. And I just remember saying to God, please surround me with people that are going to support me through this process.
COVID vaccines are here, and Black physicians and scientists helped to develop them. So I feel good about getting the vaccine. And with new forms of the virus now spreading, I know we need to keep up everything we're already doing. Masking up, keeping that 6-foot distance, and avoiding crowds. COVID's been doubly tough on us, so let's double down to take it down. We can do this. Learn more about getting the vaccine and slowing the spread at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
At Social Security, we are always thinking of ways to save you time and make things easier. That's why we created My Social Security. A My Social Security account allows you to access your earnings history and benefits information, request a replacement Social Security card, get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
This is not a fad for us.
We will not resume our regular programming when things die down. We're not black to help our bottom line or because it's politically correct. We're not joining a fight. This has been our fight, our message, our people. Black lives have always mattered here. We are
Undeniably,
indefatigably, unapologetically, permanently Black Talk Media.
WURD.
And it's important that we remember that we are family. We can have different points of views, but it's always about moving the family forward, right? Now, my watch says now. If you're not on the now page, tell me when. So we can move forward as a family because that's what we are. And it's important for us to remember that. And we have a couple of callers that we want to take real quick to make sure that we are reminded. Let's go with Maurice on line 3. Maurice, are you there from Southwest?
Yes, I was listening to your conversation with Maurice from
Yes.
North Philly, and he always has great knowledge about the economic summit, and he comes up with facts and numbers going back in history. But the problem is, what have you done for me lately? And my thing is, we don't even see money that's right in front of us, because I talk to young fellas all the time. I try to get them to listen to your show and bring a note in the pad, because I say one thing they always try to keep black people out of is real estate and stock. They don't want us to know anything about it. And I keep telling them what they need to listen to and get off the Instagram and all that. I say, if you go to your local store in your neighborhood, because they're not black, you'll see on the apron of their store, especially Latino stores, it says corporation. And nobody pays attention. That means that they work together. They may be separate businesses. They may not have the same owner, but they put their money together, and they buy together as a group. If one of them runs out of tomatoes, one will run to another store. He can be right down the street, and that guy will give him tomatoes, because what they're doing is they buy in bulk. And that's how they do this. I'm trying to teach people that they need to get that, by me listening to your show, they need to get that hustle and understand, because they're hustling when they're out there on the corner. They just don't realize they're managers and vice presidents and all that. They're doing that, but they don't put it into legitimate businesses. And that's why I keep trying to, if you listen to what the man says and put it down. You'll catch on. And that's what I can do. Your economic time is now. Matter of fact, when things open up, when this corona starts to open back, things start to open up, that's your time to make money. Ain't nobody know about making money about what your people want in your neighborhood more than you do. I can't remember when the last time I had a piece of barbecue chicken because nobody sells it in Southwest Philly. Nobody.
Okay.
And I keep telling them that's the kind of business. If you got to, even if you got to go the other route to get some money, get together with your friends and open up a business, open up a black store. But when you open up that black store, you can't be fooling around. You got to compete against them. You got to be better than them. You have to have better hours than them and better service. But they don't understand that. So you keep going on, and I'm still taking notes. But like you say, stop talking and start to walk. Thank you.
All right. All right. I appreciate that thought. And what we can do is also remember that if you're going to wait until the pandemic is over to start, you're already behind schedule, because the real deal is they're already out there getting position on you, getting business that you could and you should be getting, but you're hunkered down, scared. Get rid of the fear. You cannot be a good investor or a good business owner if you're fearful. Fear cripples people. Fear is not good for business, right? So you have to remove the fear that starts with you. And with respect to economics, the economic engine that drives America is capitalism, right? Capitalism means we want profit. Regardless of how we get it, we want that profit. And so a pandemic is not stopping people from making profit. The people that are heck bent to make money, they're finding a way to, they're becoming very creative. There's a bunch of business owners, not just in Atlanta, but in Philadelphia and LA and New York, that are bringing that A game. They've never stopped doing business. They changed the form of it, but they've never stopped. And I'm telling any of you that have a business or you want to start a business, go get it now. Because if you wait till after the pandemic is officially over, you're behind the ball again. You're behind the 8 ball again, right? You're not going to, it's very difficult for you to win, because now you're playing catch up again. Do you not understand? It's a terrible game plan to play catch up, right? You don't wait until the fourth quarter to try to win the game, right? You got to bring your A game now. So let's get a couple of other thoughts in from Brother Spread Love on line 2. Brother Spread, are you there?
God bless, Brother Palmer. Yes, I am, and I hope we all there. And I'm thankful that you're there. How are you, sir?
Good, very good. Glad to be here talking with my people that are hungry for advancement.
Give God the glory. Ain't it all about upliftment?
Yes.
Liberation is the key. And you know me, I got to send love to the WURD family.
Absolutely.
Everyone suffering and grieving right now, hearts are with you. Everyone working to make it better. Let's do it together and get it together. And, of course, everyone incarcerated and incarcerated falsely, free Mumia. And you know I got to send extra special love.
Yes.
To our brother Mike on the boards.
Holding it down.
An amazing job. Making it so we can call in and the show goes smoothly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Give thanks. I'm going to say a couple things, Brother Palmer, real quick.
Yeah.
You know me. I want to get to the money.
Right.
Thank you. And give thanks. Give God the glory. God woke us up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That ain't in my hands. But give thanks we in God's hands. That's first and foremost. Bottom line. Let's put God first and really get it accomplished. That's one of the reasons it ain't happening. We ain't putting God first.
Okay.
But now let's get back to the point, because you know me, I like to get to the money. But if we want to talk philosophically about the money, I'll throw some things on that real quick. Number one, it's a whole lot of rapping, and like you said, ain't enough happening. And we seem to suffer being distracted by distraction. So why don't we just stop talking and put our money where our mouth is? Because there ain't no rap on that. As a matter of fact, There was a sister that used to come on WRD a couple years ago on the source. I apologize because I'm going to pronounce the name incorrectly. Sister Rockarondu or something like that. If she's available, she can call in. I'd love to hear from her. But she put it plain. She said, we as black people in the United States, collectively and economically, represent one of the largest economies on the planet. I mean, we have a collective wealth larger than maybe 10. We might be number 10. Between number 10 and number 7, if not higher, if we were a nation, as far as nation wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You get me? Did I confuse you or that makes sense?
No. Gross national product, we're good. All right.
Yeah, all right. So that means if we organize, strategize, when we organize, strategize, and work collectively, man, listen. The problem I would say is we need to go from trying to outshine each other to realize we ain't doing nothing but reflecting Jah light. Bring that ability to the table and come together.
Okay.
Now, as far as telling the truth, you know me, I'm going to get real controversial.
Right.
Let's tell the truth about how 5G radiation poisoning is killing people, and they lying and disguising it as COVID-19.
Okay.
For Brother Rick in Germany, if you ain't heard me before, I'm going to talk to you now. I'll pray you well. You can check out brandnewtube.com. Not YouTube, brandnewtube.com.
Okay.
Now there's a
Spread.
man named Dr.
Right.
Yeah.
Spread. Excuse me for just a second, but I got 60 more seconds for you. So tell us what you want us to know.
All right. Well, that was it. Talking about the 5G radiation poisoning killing people, and that people can check it out on their own, and that we can liberate ourselves from some of these deadly devices. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I agree with you completely. Let us continue to read. Let us question all the things that they tell us are good for us. Let us just question. Let's seek knowledge. It is that knowledge that Spread Love is talking about that's going to elevate your lifestyle. And those are the people that you love. But if you don't want to get knowledge, if you don't want to read, Spread Love reads a lot. All right? So just be comfortable exercising critical thinking in all of your endeavors, wherever you are, whatever city you're in, wherever you go. It's okay to think critically. It's okay to question authority. It's okay to be a better you. And so thank you for calling. Let's take our next call, which is Rome in North Philly on line 4. Rome, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, Mark.
Thank you, sir, for waiting.
Thank you, sir, for your time, for donating your valuable time to this community, because we are sorely in need.
That's not a donation. I got to pay for this time.
Yeah, I think what you're doing is far more valuable than what you're contributing is far more valuable. And I just want to lead off with the fact that I've been a listener since early time. I talked to you yesterday, but since the days of Reggie Bryant, I've been a listener, and I've always been very, very positively influenced by the host of this station, starting back that far. And so it's always been a message of cooperation and economic contribution, to the end game. Dr. King said it best. He said, "Well, the United States wrote a check, but it came back insufficient funds." And so that's been the problem since day one with the slavery, with the capitalism, being the source of the labor and them stealing the land. But I understand all that because I got a degree in business and economics. So, but
excellent.
that meant nothing because they say it was the key. Education was the key, but guess what they did? Once you got the key, what they do? They changed the locks. Yeah, education is not a key anymore. I mean, if you got a key, that's fine. They'll give you a key, but they'll change the locks in a minute. And they've changed the locks, consecutively and consistently. And so, I'm trying to, dig myself out of economic hole because of some bad economic and investment, and partially due to people that I've listened to on this station. And the one point I want to get right now is that the share sale that they have now transitioned into, to get people to invest, is going to be almost as bad as the one I invested in, because now that you're not bidding directly from the city. Now they nationalized it. Is that right?
I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. So if you can be more specific in the next 30 seconds.
Okay. So the city of Philadelphia has transitioned their sheriff's sale program.
Yes.
I don't know why you haven't heard about that.
It's online now.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's not local, it's national. So you have national bidders coming in, and they're going to be doing the same thing they do, with the stores, with the poppy stores, and with the, Asian stores and all that. They're going to be, pooling their money to get the property in Philly. So we'll be, sitting out with these, same thing, looking, on the outside looking in, because that's what they do. When you learn the game, they change the rules. When you get the key, they change the lock. Right. So I want you to speak on that issue there, and I look forward to speaking to you on Monday.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We have to take this break, and then we'll be right back after this.
The Germantown Friends School mission begins with a commitment to community and to the belief that academic achievement is in itself not enough. Inspired by Quaker values, GFS encourages students in preschool through grade 12 to see the world as theirs to experience, to understand, to create, and to change. Learn more about the GFS academic, arts, and athletics programs at their upcoming virtual open house, Friday, April 16th, 9 a.m. Register now at germantownfriends.org/admissions.
Hey WURD family, have you heard of the new Go to Know campaign? If not, here is the deal. WURD Radio has partnered with the Colorectal Cancer Alliance, Penn Medicine, LabCorp, and the Independence Blue Cross Foundation to present the Go to Know Fit Kit Screening Campaign. The Go to Know campaign is an at-home screening test for colon cancer. Yup, you heard me right. You can take your own stool sample and mail it back for testing. Did you know colon cancer, if caught early, is 100% preventable? African Americans are 20% more likely to get colon cancer and about 40% more likely to die from it than most other groups. Plus, it is recommended you get screened if you are 45 years of age or older. So for the next 6 months, you can go to wordradio.com and click on the Go to Know banner for your free at-home screening test. It's that simple. Again, just go to wordradio.com, click on the Go to Know banner, and request your free at-home screening test. That's it. Go to Know today.
Join WURD Radio for our 6th annual Jackie Robinson Day live broadcast. Thursday, April 15th from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. Hosted by Charles Ellison and Andrea Lawful Sanders. In celebration of Jackie Robinson, who revolutionized Major League Baseball by breaking racial barriers, this year we're taking a look at how Robinson and other black athletes have played a pivotal role in advocating for social justice. You don't want to miss it. Thursday, April 15th from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on wordradio.com, the WURD Radio app, or watch live on WURD TV via Facebook and YouTube. WURD Radio's special Jackie Robinson Day celebration is brought to you by Pico, Brown's Family ShopRite, and the Family Business Partners, Hers Snack Food, Amoroso's, and Deaton Watson.
The WURD Radio newsletter, keeping you informed, engaged, and connected.
Sign up by visiting wordradio.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page and type your email address under Connect with Us. You'll receive the latest information on WURD Radio, messages from our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, exclusive articles and multimedia content, and resources.
Stay informed
with the WURD Radio newsletter. Lifting every voice
till earth and heaven ring.
This is WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia.
Black Talk Media.
back to Black Money, Black Power, hosted by Mark Palmer, Chief Executive Officer of Empire Capital and Consulting Corp. You can reach me directly at 267-581-5993. Also at mpalmer@empirecapital1.com. And that last song was selected by me specifically for Prince Harry. Prince Harry, you haven't been around long enough to know how this world really works. So your family, with all due respect to Prince Philip, your family's trying to teach you a couple of things on how the world works. So that song, I think it came out in 1973, 74, is, hey, when you get a little taste of that brown sugar is hard to deny. It is sweet. But understand, the Queen and her entourage, and hey, they've been at this for a lot longer than you've been around. And some of us that have been around the block 300 or 400 times, we know what the deal is. So good luck with your bride, your wife. Your grandfather passed away, and you have my condolences on that. Don't let that deter you from doing the right thing, right? Keep your head up, take your brown sugar, go raise your brown kids, and you'll be okay, man. We at WURD, the tribe, Empire Capital, and well-wishers all over are here to help you out. You reach out, we reach back. So, speaking of the tribe, last Wednesday, we had our investors, our first investors conference, and it was absolutely fantastic to see people that look like you and me come with the A game straight up, and we're hungry for knowledge. And we learned from various experts on how to conduct real estate transactions, how to make them happen now. We also learned some greater stock trading techniques, and we look forward to making the next one, which will be in the first week of July, even better, where we're going to bring in the money people next time to show exactly how other groups get the money to do the transactions that we keep on getting shut out for. So special thanks to all of my fellow warriors who participated in our quarterly investors conference last Wednesday night. It was lively, informative, and actionable. That's the key. Actionable now, because that's all we got is now. I will email those warriors who could not attend a summary sometime next week. The next one will be re-recorded, and the tribe is a membership, for those of you that don't know, the tribe is a membership-only group of investors that look like you and me, that want positive economic and social change in our lives and those of others now. Not 6 months from now, not next year, not when we get another stimulus check. Now. We're going to make it happen for us now, because we're all grown up and we have enough knowledge, and we will get more knowledge on how to radically improve the lives that we live and those of others that we care about. So when you join the tribe, you get more stock tips than what you do on this show. You get stock tips faster than what you hear on this show. You get a monthly e-newsletter about hot investment opportunities that are not discussed on air. You can attend the quarterly investment conference that we delivered by by GoToMeeting.com. And more importantly, you learn how to become better traders, better real estate investors, better business owners. Now, because that's what we do. We operate in the now. Also, thank you to all the tribe members who wanted this show to go on for 2 hours. Unity works. The tribe is alive and active. We have more to do as we grow. So if you like what you've been hearing me say or preach, sometimes I get a little preachy, I know. Thank you for bearing with me. And you say that you want to be supportive, then join the tribe and keep us on the air. If not, then simply enjoy the financial information that I have consistently provided you while you take your money and you give it to people that you really do support. The membership fee is only $130, or you can continue what some of you have been doing, struggling on your own, trying to find a way. It's you against the world. You might win. After all, someone has to hit the lottery. Or you can get knowledge, skill, and contacts to make it happen. To sign up, go to www.empirecapital1.com, or you can text me at 267-581-5993, and I'll send you information regarding the tribe. Teamwork makes the dream work is something that we actively practice, right? We can't wait for Kwanzaa to start talking about all the things that we could do, all the cooperative economics that we could do, that we should do, but year after year you don't do. The tribe is not that way. We're going to do ours now, and if anyone else wants to join in, fantastic. If not, the tribe is the tribe. They are on fire, and I so deeply appreciate them because they look like me. They look like you. They look like us. The best part of us, though, not the stuff that you see on the TV screen, we are a beautiful people. Unfortunately, there are a lot of us that just don't believe that, or maybe they just don't care. You've been brainwashed because you've been miseducated. So as far as the education, I missed giving you a book to read last week. So this week we're going to double up because we really need to read for ourselves and stop the nonsense that holds us back. Again, I say that no one is going to hold you back like you, right? Your poverty is a result of your decision making. Ultimately, we can blame the white guy all we want to as if that's going to change something. But at the end of the day, we have to recognize that there are plenty of us that have succeeded in spite of the racism, in spite of the prejudice, in spite of the really poor economic conditions that we were born in. We still excelled. We have to bring that up. So the books I'd like for you to read are, first and foremost, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. The book was written in 1933, but man, when you read it, you swear the guy wrote it yesterday. The Miseducation of the Negro. Use that. Look and see how much hasn't changed. The calendar has changed, but the principles stay the same. Also, the other book I want you to read is by Donald Trump. I said those words, Donald Trump. Yes, he has a lot that he can teach you because he wrote a book called The Art of the Deal back in 1988. I think 88 or 89. Don't complain. Simply learn. You don't have to like someone. There are teachers that we've all had that maybe we didn't like the teacher, but you still needed to learn the lesson so that we can excel. The guy, long before he became a television personality, whatever, he was a businessman from New York. He started with something, he significantly magnified whatever he started with, he magnified it. Did you do the same thing with whatever you started with? Right? So let's learn from someone that has done some things, even though we don't like them, we may not like that person, learn from the person. Learn how to do real estate development deals so you can get some serious money continuously, right? Last time I checked, he still owns quite a few of his properties. He's no longer president of the United States, but the guy's doing his thing. I want you to go do your thing. Stop whining about him. He doesn't care about you. He's got his own thing going on. He's taking care of his business. I want you to take care of yours, whatever that happens to be. Be just as consistent about taking care of your business as he is with his. So, with respect to learning something from Donald Trump, you can't be complaining about Donald Trump being a racist, and you're clearly not that upset about former presidents that were clearly racist. You carry their pictures around with you in your wallets and your purses. So I got a solution for that, though. Next Saturday at 9:30, I'm going to be at Broad and Einstein Drive, and I'm going to have a plastic bag. And I want you to show me how angry you are at those racist at those racist presidents. And I want you to dispose of all of those bills that have faces of racist presidents come there, put them in the bag, and you won't see them again, right? You don't have to deal with racist presidents. We got a solution for that. I will make sure that you will not see those images of those racist presidents in your wallet ever again. And we can put them to use in helping our people, because the school district of Philadelphia clearly has shown they have no capacity to help educate our kids. They still are not going to try to teach our kids financial literacy, right? We need basic understanding of how this world works so that we aren't always just working for them, beating us down. So let's take a call real quick before the 2 o'clock hour. Let's go with Manuel on line 1. Manuel, are you still there?
Yes. Greetings, tribe leader.
Thank you, sir. Now, to the radio audience, I want you to listen to what this young guy has to say. He is not the kind of guy that you've been seeing on the television. He is not out there burning, protesting, having babies by this girl or that. This dude is on fire. Manuel, take her away. Say what you got to say.
Thank you, tribe leader. Yes, just want to let the listening audience know I am a young guy, 26 years old, and I've been paying attention to Mark Palmer for quite some time now. My dad, who's been an active listener of WURD for years I can't even think about because it's been so long, put me on to Mark Palmer, and I've been listening ever since and learning a lot and doing some investment with stocks and also giving some information to my family members. So thank you very much for that, Mark Palmer. And then the thing that I wanted to hopefully dialogue with you on today is this thing called group economics. Just talking about education real quick, there's a book entitled The Destruction of Black Civilization. Author is Chancellor Williams. This is a very long book, but it's worth it. This book essentially discusses, the title speaks for itself. It discusses how we were, Africans were, before slavery, before colonialism, how awesome of a people we were, how civilized we were before we got invaded. And it talks about how we were invaded, talks about things like religion, conquest, and the main thing that I've been getting out of this book is this group economics thing that it looks like the civilization has been failing at for years and years and years and now centuries now. And that's what I wanted to bring to the table today, Tribe Leader. Can you talk about group economics and how important this is for developing our civilization, how important this is for us to move on? It seems like sometimes we're so worried about what other communities are doing, and we're so stuck on moping and talking about what already happened that we're not using that knowledge to act now and move forward. So how can we practice group economics in our smaller communities so that we can branch out and hopefully once again have these kingdoms and chiefdoms and empires where we can have community leaders, people that look like you and me, both black men and black women, lead these things. How can we as a community learn to play our role better and not step on each other's toes and just try and take the torch from the other person, knowing that we don't need to be doing that. Just want to get your take on that and what else you might have to say about that.
All right. Thank you for your call. Thank you for the compliments, and thank you for just listening and executing. Your portfolio has grown substantially. We want to make sure that continues to happen. Thank your mom and dad for participating also. And that's family, right? It's us sharing information with people that we care about so that we all move ahead, right? That's a form of group economics. It doesn't always mean that you got to transfer money from one person to the next person. It does mean that you have to care enough about someone to share information with them that is positive, right? we get enough of the basketball games and the football games and the baseball games or whatever, and we talk about that all, but let's talk about the economics. Let's talk about church economics, because that entity, it has been a cornerstone of the black community since we started this sojourn in America, right? Understand that as a economic organization, the black church has done some things that are buck wild stupid, right? You can't keep taking black folks' money and then on Sunday and then Monday morning putting it into white-owned banks that discriminate against the very people that the money came from, right? So there have been plenty of times that people, organizations, including churches, could have and should have, and a few actually did, start a credit union, right? Pool your money within yourselves. But with respect to group economics, when we as a people, when we get $1 and we only turn it over in our community 1 or maybe 2 times, and in other communities it turns over 6 or 7 or 8 times, you're going to lose that race. You have to be concerned about, at least as a consumer, give black-owned businesses a play, right? If we drop the ball, then we drop the ball. Tell us that we dropped the ball and then keep on going. But at least give us the play, right? Help us to become better business owners, because some of our business practices are shoddy, and that's part of the reason why you guys go to Chick-fil-A so much. You tried giving us a play and we get the order wrong. We give attitude because we don't train our employees well. Some of us are really not great business owners because we started without a plan. And again, I say to any business owner that does not have a business plan, we need to get one. Give me a call, 267-581-5993. Let us prepare a business plan so that you get more customers. If you keep turning off your customers, it is not wrong for them to turn you off. It's not wrong if you go out of business because you weren't being competitive. We as business owners, we have to be more competitive, and don't assume that black people are going to come and do business with us just because we're black. That's not a good value proposition. It's understandable. It's just not a good value proposition, right? Cooperative economics, group economics has to be where, one, we come up with a great idea to service the need of the customer. You must put attention to the customer, find out what the customer really wants, and then supply it in the most economical and efficient manner possible. They're going to do business with someone. You have to decide whether or not it's going to be you. If you do not give them superior customer service, if you lie to that customer or that client, if you produce a shoddy product, it is not wrong for them to go somewhere else. Amazon is always there, willing and able to take some of your business. They're going to not recede. They're coming after your business, no matter what kind of business you have. They're coming after in some form or some fashion. So if, as a black consumer, if you could at least, before you go and spend your money outside of the community, at least search for a black-owned business and give them a play. It begins with that. The more play you give us, the more we're going to step up and we're going to start to perfect the business practices. If you know of a lousy business owner, anywhere within the sound of my voice, give me a call so that I can call that business owner and not put them on blast, but simply say to them, you're losing a lot of money because your customers are going to start going somewhere else. Would you like help in changing your business practices? We can do that here and now. Right? We're not trying to slam anybody. We want you to do business with the black-owned businesses. We want that group economics. It isn't going to happen until we as black entrepreneurs start performing better.
You probably heard it before, but one of the best ways to stay safe from COVID is by avoiding crowds. That's better. Also, when you're out in public, make sure you stay 6 feet away from strangers or people you don't live with. It's okay to say, "Can I have some space, please?"
Well, it's going to sunny day today, and we can expect much.
If you're gonna have a get-together with friends and family, have it outside. And remember to keep those 6 feet of social distance. And last but not least, wear a mask that covers your nose and mouth with no gaps. They slow the spread of COVID or new forms of the virus called variants. And make sure you get your vaccine when it's your turn. We're all out here trying our best, and it's making a difference. We just gotta keep it up.
We can do this.
To learn more about slowing the spread, visit cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Tune in to More Than That with Gia Peppers live this Sunday, April 11th, or wherever you listen to podcasts. This episode of More Than That is brought to you by Pampers, who is committed to helping mothers thrive for every baby's happy, healthy development. Pampers, made from love.
Hey folks, WURD members are invited to tune in every second Tuesday of the month with me, Nick, for a chance to win a book bundle of the newest releases from Kensington Publishing's culturally oriented Dafina imprint.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now there are vaccines, and they are the first step that lets us get back to the things we miss most, like spreading the word without spreading concern, girls tripping instead of solo sipping, and talking smack with the side of mac and cheese. It's okay to have questions about COVID-19 vaccines. Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when COVID-19 vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy.
This is pandemic time, a time to think about many things like I felt when President Obama was in charge, our 44th president. You did a real good job, and we thank you very much. Memories are good. Right now, President Obama is mourning the death of his grandmother, Mama Sarah. He calls her Granny. We mourn with you, President Obama, you and your family. Somehow, a miracle is taking place. Do you recognize that miracle, Obama? Well, here's one. Grandma Sarah lived to see her grandchild become a president of the United States. I believe in miracles. Kawesa could sing that song. I bet you Kawesa could sing that song. I believe in miracles. Thank you, God, for the blessing.
This is WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia.
Independent Black Media.
Time is truly wasted. There's no guarantee.
Welcome back to the second part of Black Money, Black Power, hosted by Mark Palmer, Chief Executive Officer of the accounting firm of Empire Capital and Consulting Corp., a full-service accounting and financial consulting firm. And let me start again by saying cooperative economics, group economics, is something that we have to enforce with not just black business owners, but heads of black institutions, including heads of black churches, that clearly when they want to build a new addition, when they want to build a new church, right? You go hire some black contractors to do all, or if not all, a substantial part of that work. Make it part of the contract. Hire us. Give us a play so that we can perform, and other people, the young kids, can see us performing. But when every time that you choose to do a church repair or do a church addition or go build a new church and you don't hire black labor, okay, really, you know I'm not going to be attending, which I don't think that's a big concern of yours anyway, but that's beside the point. We cannot continue to give our money away thinking that we're going to move ahead. Cooperative economics within your own family. If you have a family member that has a business, give them a play, right? If they are doing things that you do not believe are good business practices, tell them, share that information with them, see if they're responsive. If they're not responsive to learning good business techniques, then cut them off. But at least, first and foremost, give us a play. It's what you would want. It's how you treat your brother, right? I know a bunch of Italians and there are some Jews, and there are some Irish people, definitely some Indians and some Asians that I've cold called, and they've told me specifically, okay, we don't care what you're saying, we don't care what your price is. My brother-in-law or my sister provides accounting services. We're not going to give you the time of day. Thank you for your call, and then it's time to hang up the phone, right? There's no way that I'm going to get their business, right? So it would be nice if my brothers and my sisters, or the people that call themselves my brothers and sisters, hey, do the same kind of cooperative group economics that Manuel was talking about, right? It works. It helps propel us ahead. The young kids that are out there engaging in illegal drug sales, if we don't show them a better way, that's their version of hitting the lottery. Some of you go play the lottery. You're trying to get rich quick. They're trying to get rich quick. Their way seems to work a little bit better than your way, at least until the police come. But that's beside the point. So let us be the change that we want to see. Let's practice group economics. And you cannot do that if you're buying everything from Amazon. You cannot do that if you're always going to Chick-fil-A. Help the black business owner that you could have went to. Hey, send them a letter, send them an email, send them a phone call, send them a text to say, I would patronize you more if you do A, B, or C. And be serious about it. So serious about some things is the commercial that have played for the CDC. I'm adamantly opposed to any of you getting this vaccine that you don't know what you're getting in. The commercial played again. I was trying to be patient with it. You can take the vaccine if you choose to. But let's just think this thing through. Use some critical thinking. Don't just get on the boat because everyone else is getting on the boat. Haven't you had enough of those boat rides that didn't serve your ancestors well? Hey, let's think about this thing before we just blindly sign up for it. Where's the money coming from for all these vaccines? They may help some people, but I just want you to think critically about it before you go get that second shot or the first shot or any shot. Think about it. If you say yes, knock yourself out. That's your personal choice. So in all things, we need to have balance. So I'm not opposed to the CDC or an ad from the CDC saying take a vaccine. I'm hopefully producing a counter thought so that you have balance, so you can decide for yourselves and not blindly follow. Your blindly following has left us in a not so great position, and we don't want our kids to continue to do the same things that we've done that haven't done well for us. Let's think about it. So while we're thinking, let's think about some money. It's time to get to the money. The Dow closed yesterday at 33,800.6, which is 647 points higher than what it was the week before. So if you're fearful about stocks, you need to replace the fear with knowledge. We offer financial literacy classes called How to Stop Being Broke that specifically cover how to engage in stock transactions, how to not fear, how to get the information so that you won't be broke, no matter what the market does. So I will give you a couple of stocks that I think are going to do very well in the next couple of weeks or so. Some will do well on Monday. And so some people will not take the advice. And on Monday, when the stocks go up, they're going to be on the outside looking in again, complaining about the white guy. But don't complain about the white guy because he has enough sense to do some things that you're fearful of doing. Look at what he does. Some people practice overcoming their fears. They go mountain climbing. They engage in what we might consider dangerous sports. They learn to overcome their fears. I want you to learn to overcome your fear with knowledge. So, stocks. Definitely as the economy starts rebounding, as people start to become less fearful of staying inside, they're going to go out. They want to do this travel business. They want to do the leisure business. They want to do the gaming. So Marriott Corporation, stock symbol MAR, Choice Hotels, stock symbol CCH, and one of my better performers, Chewy, stock symbol CHWY. Chewy is the pet supply company. Choice Hotels is a mid-range hotel brand. They've got Quality Inns, La Quinta, and a couple of others. Marriott is Marriott, higher end, but people are starting to travel more and more. You may not, but while you're hunkered home waiting for the official start or waiting for the official reopening, businesses, progressive businesses are already there, and now you want to start playing catch up. So while rates are pretty low, the stocks are going to go higher. Again, that's stock symbol MAR, stock symbol CCH, stock symbol CHWY. They're going to continue to do well. Signet, the jeweler, stock symbol SIG, will continue to do well. People are buying jewelry. You're not, because you're hunkered down. Diamonds, jewelry, gold is still being manufactured. People are still buying jewelry. They're doing it more online than in store. But as the reopening occurs or continues, more people will be going back into jewelry stores. Signet has done a marvelous job of continuing their business. They didn't shut down. If you shut down your business during this pandemic, there's a reason why you're hurting now. You're not going to restart the same as some other groups of people. It's going to be tougher for you to do. So right from day one, I've been telling you, do not shut down your business. No, especially when you see them taking care of their business. You see the politicians taking care of their business. They're still getting paid. You got to get paid as a business owner. You got to be tougher, meaner, smarter than what your competitors are. And I say double down on the Smith & Wesson brands as this Derek Chauvin trial continues and we find out more stuff. If the defense attorneys are able to convince just one juror of a doubt, then that stock is going to go up very high because people are going to go get some guns. Because my folks are going to riot. I wish they wouldn't. It's not going to do them any good, but history is history. So I understand the issue with Nike, with some of their products, the image of one particular product, but their sales continue to go up. People are going to continue to buy the stock. Buy the sneakers and the apparel. They're going to continue to go up. You don't have to like their product. Just go make some money off of them. And again, continue to buy Penn National Gaming, stock symbol PENN, and Las Vegas Sands, MGM, WIN. And let me go very slow with that. Stock symbol LVS, Larry Victor Samuel, is Las Vegas Sands. MGM, which is Mark George Mark, MGM Resorts, and W as in Winter, Y as in Yvonne, N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy. They're all gaming stocks, casino stocks specifically, that are going to do very well as we get closer and closer to one of their historical prime operating seasons, and more people are going to start going back to the casinos. The casinos are they are remodeling now. They're ramping up their lobbies and their rooms. They're getting ready. They want you to come. Someone's going to be occupying those rooms. Their revenue is going to go up. The stock price is going to go up. Be a part of that. So any of the other stock suggestions that I could give, I will not give unless you're part of the tribe. Tribe members, get ready for some more stuff coming up on Wednesday. My stock investor clients that normally get their reports on Monday morning, be ready for it. I've got 3 or 4 that are, I believe, sizzling. All right, so if you take any of the advice, you're going to make money this week. If you take none of the advice, good luck to you. May I suggest to you strongly that you do not fall for the bait of putting your money in the bank and just sticking it in the bank. You're going to lose that way. Earlier last week, the president of the World Bank came on and did a conference call and said that they forecast that they're not going to be seeing any increase in interest rates for the next 6 months. It is a buying opportunity for you. I talked with some mortgage people, and they said that starting in July, so I'm going to give you a heads up, right? Starting in July, the FHA is going to make it harder for higher income people to get mortgages and easier for lower income people to get mortgages because of the pandemic, right? So some of the lending requirements that a higher income borrower, let's say that your income is about 150 total household income, is going to be harder for you to get a mortgage. They're going to raise some of the restrictions on you. If you're a lower income purchaser, get ready to buy a home because they're going to make it easier for you because they want you to buy homes, even used homes. So if you are interested in improving your wealth, if you are interested in group economics, get together with some of your other family members that also don't own a home and pool your money together to buy a house. Somebody can live in 1 bedroom, somebody can live in the basement. You know, that's not an unfamiliar thing to us. But if we want to move ahead as a people, we have to start doing group economics. You don't need to do everything on your own. That is not an African tradition, right? Many people from America, many African Americans would be totally devastated if they started to live in Africa acting like some of the Africans because you've been Americanized without even knowing it. You think that democracy is the way to go. You don't necessarily subscribe to tribal customs. You want to do your own thing. You're on the individual, that I page. And that I page is completely inconsistent with ancient African traditions of the we. Right? The we comes before the I. What is good for the tribe has to take precedence over what is good for you. So I say to you, practice the group economics in many different fashions, starting with in your own home. If you want to buy a property down at the beach, do it the way that some of our other fellow Americans would do it. They will pool their money with family and friends, and they'll buy a property at the beach that they can go to and sit out. And when they're not there, they rent it out to strangers for a fee. Airbnb is going to do well. But buy the property. The value is going to go up. Do not be concerned about global warming and floods and hurricanes. Let the insurance company take care of that. You got to have you're going to buy property insurance for the thing anyway. Do not be concerned about if it's going to flood or where. The insurance company has to be concerned about that. They're going to charge you a fee. Get on with making the money, but do not fear. Right? Don't hang around with people that are fearful. It holds you back. That's part of group economics too. You can't be associating with people that are going to be holding you back. Cut them off. It's okay. Cut them off for 6 months and let them know why you're cutting them off, because you've got some other things you got to do that are very difficult. You're not expecting for them to understand. Sorry, I'll be back to you in 6 months. So before we go too far, let's get some more callers in. Let's talk with Yusef on line 1 from Oak Lane. Yusef, are you there, sir? Yusef? Okay.
Yes,
oh, there you are. There you go. Thank you, sir, for waiting.
Yes, I wanted to ask you a question real quick. You know, you were speaking on the economical situation with black people spending their money in places that's, you know, not essential to our needs as far as, you know, our balance as a people. Now,
yes.
If we could convince our youngins, you know, I'm in my 60s, and I know that when I was growing up, we spent our money with people that look like us, and a lot of people that look like us own businesses. Okay, now that people that don't look like us own all these businesses, there's places that are not, you know, we don't need these places. We don't need to buy food from fast food restaurants. We don't need to buy food from mini markets and gas stations. You know what I'm saying? And if we could convince our children, our grandchildren, our nieces and nephews to not spend their money in these places, we can bring economical balance to us, where we are economically situated. We don't have to keep saying, well, I'm broke now because this pandemic caused me not to be able to pay my rent, not to be able to afford my car insurance, not to be able to afford this and that. Because our money is our money. And once we spend it somewhere other than ourselves, then we're taken from ourselves. So we got to teach the children, look, don't spend your money with people that necessarily don't look like you, not because we hate them, because it's simply because they're only living off our backs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. I'm from a neighborhood that's from Broad Street to Corinthian Avenue and from Fairmount Avenue to Dryden. That's what my birthplace. I was raised other places when I was taking child welfare, but eventually I made it back to my birthplace as a teenager. And when I made it back there, I noticed there was a lot of places that where the people that lived in the neighborhood could prosper, like the black, because it was a predominantly black neighborhood. There was federal, state, and city-ran businesses. Like there was a traffic court, there was a health center, city health center, there was 2 post offices, there was a hospital, and there was 2 state stores where people could work at and get pension jobs. And I told the guys in my neighborhood, I said, dude, you sit on the gold mine. You had the Met Theater right there at Broad and Poplar. You had a factory right across the street from it. You had a fire station. Only one person in my neighborhood where I was born at became a fireman. Only one person worked for the post office. I said, you dudes, go to school, get your education, get these jobs, these pension jobs, and then buy these businesses, these laundromats. We had laundromats all up and down Ridge Avenue. We had corner stores, grocery stores all up and down 15th Street. I said, purchase these businesses and build up your community so you don't even have to leave your community. I know a security guard that worked at the St. Joseph Hospital. All he had to do was walk across the street and he was at work. And he looked like you and me. I'm saying? And I tried to tell you, you sit on the gold mine, when you look up one day and the people that don't look like you going to have all these businesses and you're not going to be able to prosper off of it. You don't have to go nowhere. Now, they're moving us out and people aren't even seeing the smoke screen. You know, they're not even seeing through the smoke screen that they don't want us here because they want to prosper off our backs as usual. It's nothing new about it. You know that. It's always the same thing. Prosper off the backs of the people that they look at as the lowest form of life.
Okay.
And if they would have listened to me, they would still be in those communities. Most of them are deceased now. You know, they died or whatever.
Right.
We have to teach our children. We can't save those in our age bracket because they're stuck in their ways. But we can teach the ones just coming along where to spend their money at. Leave
I would agree.
Fast food restaurants alone, please. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your thoughts and for sharing your experiences. We definitely need to teach younger people how to not make the same mistakes that we've made and how that they can do better. However, when you see a bunch of older people continuing to do the same old dumb stuff, and we don't say anything to them to try to correct, to try to turn on the light for them, there's a bunch of young people that are going to copy what they see us do, even the ones that we don't want them to copy. Let us start telling the truth to everyone, that we share the good news, that we are better than what we've been told, that we do not have to buy at places that discriminate against us, that follow us around. Get out of the store, right? But if you do stupid things, don't expect for them to not treat you like you're stupid, because you're doing some stupid things. If someone's following you around in the store, you have an option of boo-hooing about it after you leave the store with your purchase, or you can ask for the manager or the owner, and tell the owner that you're going to leave their store without buying anything because your clerk or whoever is following me around. And I'm going to tell some people exactly where your store is and tell them not to patronize you. Hit them in the pocket, because all this other protest doesn't even matter. You keep on going back to the same old thing because you don't mean what you say. You keep giving them your money while you're complaining, but you're giving them, that's bad economics, right? So let us be the change that we want to see. Let us make more intelligent choices. When we see someone making an unintelligent choice, politely and respectfully try to turn the light on for them and ask them, why are they doing this particular thing that isn't good for them? Don't criticize them, just ask them to think. And I was told a long time ago that one of the worst things that you could do to a poor person is ask them to think. Because they're going to say, I don't know. Well, because, And I'm saying, let's ask poor people, let's ask us to just think about what we're doing before we do it. Right? So let's look at some indicators, because there are things called, I'm going off point for just a hot second or two. There are some indicators, right, that we need to know. An indicator is a friend. This friend helps us to determine if we should go faster or slower, turn left or turn right, warning signs about what's about to happen. So when you're on the road, there are some indicators that you see. You'll see a yield sign. You'll see if it's a construction site, you'll see somebody holding a sign that says slow down or slow or stop maybe. Those are all indicators, right? You'll see some signs that'll say slippery when wet, and you know it's starting to rain. So it's an indicator that you should slow down. There are economic indicators that do the same kind of thing. So this is something that you definitely will not learn in anything other than if you go to college, other than here. So we're going to tell you what a bunch of other people that have been oppressing you already know. There are leading economic indicators, and they are statistics that precede economic events. They predict the next phase of the business cycle. As an investor, you have to see things that other people don't see before they see it, and get in position so that as it comes true, you make money. You make your money when you buy. You cash in when you sell. If you don't know what to buy, it's because you're not paying attention to the indicators. So some of the leading economic indicators are especially critical because they help indicate when the economy is either going into a recession or heading out of one. So there are maybe like 5 leading indicators, right? And I'm going to try not to go into too much detail. So there's a thing called a yield curve. The yield curve comes from the Treasury, right? The U.S. Treasury specifically. The Treasury yield curve is the most important indicator for the average person because it has predicted all of the last 8 recessions: 1970, 1973, 1980, 1990, 2001, and 2008, right? Whenever there is an inverted yield curve, which means it's hit a point of inflection, it means that there will be a substantial economic turn of, a substantial economic turn is about to take place. Don't ignore that. When the yield curve inverts, it means that it usually means that there's going to be a recession. But the timing of the pullback is pretty unpredictable, although you can look at historical facts to say that usually after a yield curve inverts, within 6 months after that, the event will occur. So that's why they call it an indicator. Incidentally, an inversion occurs when short-term T-bills, or also called treasury bills, and notes are higher than they offer a higher yield than the longer dated treasury bonds. Treasury bonds are like 10 and 20-year instruments sold by the U.S. government. If investors are willing to accept a lower return for long-term bonds, then you know that they're very uncertain about the near future. Right? So where do you find out information about this yield curve? You go to U.S. Treasury, you go to treasury.us, right? And look for the daily Treasury yield curve rates. So that's one indicator. The yield curve also tells you that interest rates are either rising or falling. Right now, rates, as I said before, from when we heard the president of the World Bank say that they're going to stay flat for the next 6 months. So understand that there will be increasing economic activity that's going to be positive because interest rates remain low. As long as interest rates remain low, you're going to start coming out of unemployment, right? There's another indicator called the durable goods orders, right? Durable goods orders reports tell you when companies are ordering new big ticket items. For example, machinery, automobiles, commercial jets, things that require lots of labor and are durable. They're going to last more than 4 or 5 years, right? So you can go to the U.S. Census Bureau for their latest, it's called the Durable Goods Orders Report. So when you see that number, that durable orders going up, there's optimism. People are spending money on long-term items. It means that the economy is going to continue to grow, right? When you see that number start slowing down from whatever it was before, then understand that 6 months to about a year out, things are going to start to slow down. So any one of these numbers by themselves doesn't mean very much. It's only when you compare one period to the next period, and that's called trend analysis. When you see the trend developing, do not, as an investor, do not ignore the trend, right? When you see a person lying to you on one thing, and then another thing, and then a third thing, don't ignore that trend. They are indicators. They help us to determine how we're going to behave with our economic decisions, right? The stock market is probably the most obvious economic indicator, and it's a very good predictive indicator. It represents the sum of what we expect future earnings for these companies to be as a whole, right? So when you see this thing called the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it is a composite of about 30 of the largest publicly held U.S. companies that there is across a broad range of industries, right? Of industrial companies, manufacturers mostly. And so when that Dow rises, it means that things are going pretty well and they are expecting for it to continue to go higher. When the Dow retreats, when it shrinks, it means things are going to go haywire, such as in the last recession or upheaval back in March of 2020, when the Dow dropped. If there is a 10% drop, that's a minor correction. When the Dow drops more than 20%, it's really the stuff is hitting the fan. It's time for you to retreat, get into a cash position, and sit and wait out the storm. It's only going to come back later. So in this past recession, the Dow dropped about 30 to 40%. So if you had kept yourself together, whenever there's a 15% or more drop in the Dow, close out your position. I'm sorry, whenever there's a 15% or more drop in whatever stock you own, close out that position, sit it out, wait until it starts going back up again, jump back in it. We need to pay attention to the indicators that exist. Manufacturing jobs. When you hear about an increase in manufacturing jobs, understand that those are good things up until the time that you get to close to full employment. Full employment is when about 95% of all the people that want to work have jobs. They may not be great paying jobs, but they are jobs. So again, the final economic indicator that I want you to do, whatever city you're in, look at the number of new permits that are being issued by that city. The greater, if you see the number of permits going, of building permits going up, it means there's economic activity going on in your city, and you need to, as a real estate investor, right, look and see where all these building permits are being issued. That's the next hot spot. Right? You don't have to buy exactly where the people are getting the building permits at, but buy 2 or 3 blocks away from that, because a rising tide lifts all boats. So you don't have to have a whole heck of a lot of capital. You simply need to be able to call the city or the county and find out where are building permits being issued at now, and start buying in those areas. Easy way to make money. There's no reason for us to be poor other than if we decide not to. So in the few minutes that I have, I wanted to make sure that I go over some real estate purchasing. For residential purchases, I'd like for you to simply start using more knowledge and a lot less fear, right? We don't need the fear. We need knowledge, and knowledge comes from reading, asking questions, not being afraid. We have to eliminate the fear. So before we get too far into that, let me take one more caller. Olanian on line 1. Are you there, sir?
Greetings.
Greetings to you.
I'm calling because I listened to what you were saying a few minutes ago. I just came in the house, and this is the second part of the show. I heard you say some things about problems that a lot of black people face with discrimination and people walking around the store and following you. A few months ago, walked into the store at Broad and Chestnut to buy some household goods. And the guard, after I entered the store for 2 seconds, said, I have to buy something or I got to get out. And this sounds so outrageously, almost like fiction. So he followed me I looked for the products that I wanted. I called a clerk who was working there. I said, can you bring me the manager? And she showed me the manager, a black sister. I said to the sister, this man keeps following me, and told me I had to leave. So the sister followed me to the cashier. I bought my purchases. And then the guard said, a black man too. The guard said, don't tell anybody. Sometimes the people who follow us in the store are black.
Okay. So, excuse me for interrupting. So,
I'm finished.
All right. Stay on the line for a second. The correct, a better way to have handled that would be to simply say, okay, I'm not going to buy anything from you guys. All right? I am letting you know right now, I'm not going to buy anything, and I have a right as a citizen of the United States to walk in this public space until I don't want to walk here anymore. Right? I had suggested that we all read this thing called the U.S. Constitution. You need to read that document so that you don't have to fall prey to nonsense like what happened to you. The second thing is that don't encourage them to do silly things by doing something silly too, like buying from them. The third thing is, because we like you, because we want to support you, tell us now the name of the store, put them on blast. You have my permission. Put them on blast so that we as a people will hit them in the pocket. That's black power. That's how you fight the power, right? Let's fight the power.
Boynton Chestnut, the northeast corner.
What's the name of the store?
I forget the name of it. It's a big store. It's 5 stories tall or more. And it's at the northeast corner of Boynton Chestnut. And,
Northeast corner of Broad. Is there only one store on the northeast corner of Broad and Chestnut?
I believe there's one store. There's a bank.
We need to get the right one, right?
Yeah, the one that's closest to the east, to 13th Street and Market.
What kind of store is it? Is it a department store? Is it deli? What?
It's a home goods store. You can buy fingernail polish. You can buy raincoats and little things like that. Pots and pans, forks. And
okay.
I was constantly shocked to see the man tell me the second that I walked in the store that you got to leave or buy something. You got to leave now, basically. And
okay.
Whatever the case. He's not someone I know from my past. And he was a young boy, maybe 20 years old.
Don't blame the guard, right? Don't blame the guard because the guard is only just trying to. The guard was just trying to keep his job, following directions. We have no problem with the guard, right? You know, they usually get the black guy to be the guard so that, you know, well, all kinds of reasons. But let us. Did you write a letter to the manager or to the owner of the business?
Right.
Right. Do not simply take it laying down. Draft a letter, send it to the owner of the business, and let's give them, if you have the owner's name and address, you can share that with me off air, and I will call the guy up and ask him for his side of the story, and is he going to continue that policy that impacts us? Let's use our power to make effective change now. We don't need to have a summit to decide what we might do one day. Let's get it going on now. But you got to make sure that you're using knowledge. The knowledge comes from paying attention to where you're at. Know the name of the store that you're going in. Ask for names of the manager. Ask for names of the owner so that you can document. Do them the same way that they do us. Just document stuff, man. Create a paper trail on them so that they can't deny. Yeah. But we're still going to be polite to them and say, hey, is this true that your policy is whatever you're describing, right? And let's be fair to them and have them say, yes, it is, or no, it is not. If the answer is yes, that's their policy, then we're going to be very comfortable affecting black power by using our black money somewhere else and letting the guy or letting the owner or owners know that.
That's right.
We can't keep being the Negroes.
A lot of times,
let's be better.
A lot of times what they seem to want you to do is to lose your temper, and then the guard can point at you. Well, you see, I told you he was the problem. But no, I didn't do that. I was cool all the way.
Okay.
And I feel sorry for him. I mean,
all right. Do not go back into that store for a little bit, all right? Until we've had a chance to hear what the owner of the store has to say and see if we can effect change now. We as a people, we can operate on now. We've got things in our possession that are powerful. We have this thing called a constitution. We have the ability for about $69, we can make them feel serious pain by filing a lawsuit against them that will cause them to have to spend, about $400 to $500 an hour on an attorney. They don't want to do any of that. So understand your true power as a consumer is I can cause you serious pain or I can cause you some pleasure. Be very comfortable affecting your black power. Let's go to another call real quick. Thank you for your call, sir. Let's get Cole in Northern Liberties on line 2. Cole, are you there?
Yes, I am, sir. I always enjoy your program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bringing such wisdom. I heard you comment on make a recommendation that we come together collectively buy real estate, even a few people who collectively buy a house. I'm just wondering if there's something we can get together to try to reach many of our people, to say everyone, adult at least, who's getting this $1,400 check, to show them an easy way to do some of these things.
No, that is not going to happen because most of the people that had gotten the $1,400 per dependent. They've already started spending that. So a bunch of people are already lost in the sauce. They're happy being on the plantation. They're going to stay there. You have to first start with you and your group and say, let's practice some cooperative economics because we're going to be a little smarter than the other group over there, right? Decide what investment property you and some other people would want to own. Let's form that partnership, a legitimate partnership, which means it's in writing that we're partners and this is what each of us are going to contribute, and let's go and be the change that we want to see. Other people will then see that, and I'm telling you, some people are happy being on the plantation. You're not getting them off. They're not going to save the $1,400. They're going to do what Massa told them to do. They're going to spend the money because that's what it was, a stimulus. They want them to spend it. The thing that they should be doing is investing it, not even saving it. Saving is different from investing. I want you to invest the money that you get. Don't save it, invest it so that you can make your money make money for you.
I thank you for your wisdom.
Thank you for your call. So what we want to make sure that we do in the 3 minutes that I have left, because Mike is very good about keeping me on track, is to say I do not want you to go back to normal. Normal had you down at the bottom. Normal is how other people win. I want you to win, so I want you to not be normal. Don't go back to it. Be abnormal. Be special. Buy real estate. And one of the things that you've heard about real estate is that, it's location, location, location. And I say to you that real estate investing is the sine qua non, which is Latin for without which there is nothing, for wealth accumulation, right? You've got to buy real estate. You've got to own some real estate if you want to be wealthy. That's as basic can get. When you hear people say that location, location, location is what real estate is all about, I say, that sounds great. But the real deal is it's about the deal. How do you structure the deal so that you make money from it? That beats location every single time. There are plenty of locations that are terrible, but people are making a lot of money off it, like some of the warehouses, some of the abandoned factories that are down in Northern Liberties here in Philadelphia, Southwest Philly, hasn't always been the best location. There are people down there making money now. So it's all about the deal value. So make sure that you get an interesting location that you're sure is going to grow in value. Strike the best deal that you possibly can for it. Look at the deal structure. Do your home inspections. Make sure that when you're offering, never offer the asking price. Don't get into competitive bidding situations with other people, and you're going to do that if you fall in love with the property. I'm saying don't fall in love with the property. And man, that 3 minutes rolls around mighty fast. But don't be afraid to call me or other people that you think have a little sense and tell us what you want to do so that we can help you. The number is 267-581-5993. We're here to help you to excel this year. Now, Monday, buy some stock, let it sit, make your money, look for property to buy, go buy a book, The Miseducation of the Negro, because, man, you'll start to understand some of our people a lot more. Until next week, go do something magnificent, be a better you. I think you are magnificent, and you're only going to get better. Continue to listen to the show so that you can help us deliver more information to you. Be thankful. Thank God for all that He has given you. We're here with you.
No more back to thinking, time for